It's about to get colorful. Just take a look at all of this lusciousness, would you? Alright, so I'm going to be using a lot of these colors. I pretty much have out here every Primo and Souffle color that I have. At least all of the ones that are vibrant. Like, you know, I don't have out like jungle green or a sage green or a gray or, you know, the brown color, stuff like that. I just kept it to, you know, the pretty kind of rainbow colors. The Primo Fuchsia and Primo Blush tend to be kind of translucent, so I may add a little bit of white into those two colors. I think everything else I'm probably just going to use straight out of the package. I think I have enough contrast here that I don't have to lighten them up or anything. I think they're going to be good as they are. And what I'm going to be doing with this is making an extruder cane. Now this is a lot of clay and a lot of different colors, so I may cut these in half, or I may not use all of these colors, but at the moment I'm planning to use all of these. But I'm going to be making an extruder cane, and I'm sure you've seen this before. I'm going to use a triangle die and make a colorful triangle cane, and then we're going to have lots of fun with what we're going to do with it afterwards. Instead of using just the triangle cane, or the triangle die, excuse me, I'm going to also use this one. These are Lucy clay dies or disc, whatever you want to call them, and these will fit together. So like this little triangle here will fit in this space here. And if you don't have this disc or one like it, it's okay. Just this will be beautiful just with a triangle disc. You could also do it with a square disc. Anything that will fit together like that. A square would be nice, or I'm trying to think what else you could use. Anything geometric that will fit together. Now, to use the extruder, all of these colors have to be conditioned extremely well. The extruder just does not like to work well if the colors are not conditioned. Some of my souffle colors here are pretty old and they're kind of crumbly, so I may have to add just a tad bit of softener to those. That one doesn't seem to be correct, but some of them are. Conditioning these is going to take some time, but that's just the way it is. It just takes time. Like I said, I may do, if I use every bit of this clay here, that is going to be a huge, huge cane. And some of these colors are pretty similar, like these yellows. I may take this one out. You know, I'm just going to go through and look. Some of these pinks are also like really similar. So I may take out this one and this one. I'm not sure. Same thing with the blues. But I'm just going to go through, decide which ones I want to use. I may only, no, I'm probably going to go ahead and condition the whole one little block here, because I would rather have too much conditioned than not enough. Because since at this point the colors won't be mixed, they can go straight back into my color bin, and no harm, no foul. I would rather mix up too much than not enough. When you're conditioning a lot of clay like this, okay, I personally don't want to have to clean my pasta machine every time I change colors. So what I'm going to do is start with my lightest colors and then work to my darkest colors. That way, if it gets a little bit of schmutz on it, it's not a really big deal. Like, I'm probably going to start with this really light pink here, or the light yellow, so on and so forth. And, you know, the alizarin crimson will probably be my darkest color. Okay, so I'm going to get that all conditioned up, and then I'll be ready to go. I got my colors all conditioned. If possible, I would suggest doing all of this in one session. But I know that, you know, you have jobs and families to take care of, houses to take care of. So if you can't do it all in one session, that's okay. I went through and got all of my colors conditioned. I'm not doing this in one session either, but it took me about 2.5 hours to condition all these colors. And I said that it took me 2.5 hours to condition all this clay. I'm over here just telling lies. It did not take me 2.5 hours. It took me 1.5 hours. And what I'm going to have to do is warm them. Mine have been sitting here for a few days. So I'm going to have to warm them up, move them around, and get them conditioned again. I may run them back through the pasta machine a few times, but at least it won't take as long as it did, you know, doing it from scratch. This is the order I conditioned them in. Like I said, I went from lightest to darkest. I'm going to do the same for the extruder so that I don't have to clean the extruder every time. I'm going to go in the same order. All of these are out of the package except for 3 of them. The fuchsia and the blush, I did add a little bit of white to them. And then this was that really light pink. I think that's actually the name of it. It's one of the newer colors from Primo. Light pink or pale pink, something like that. But next to these colors, it didn't really look that great. It was kind of beigey looking next to all of these more intense colors. So I added a little bit of blush and a little bit of fuchsia to this color to get this. I'm not using all of the colors that I had laid out. Because I am using these 2 different discs, I don't want to reduce this cane a lot. I want the pattern fairly large. And besides, if you're not used to doing canes, it's kind of hard to reduce a triangle, and I am not used to doing canes. And so I don't want to reduce it. And I realized that if I went with my original plan, which was to take, say, this color and do this and this in each color, so that I would have the triangle core and the cover in each color, okay, and then mix and match them. But I realized that if I did that with all of these colors, this cane was going to be huge, like really huge. So I decided to do some figuring up. I got me out some graph paper, and I did this as close to, what am I trying to say? As close to scale as possible. Like I traced out the little thingies so that I would know the size and how many colors I was actually going to need. So what I'm going to do, if I made this whole triangle with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, I was going to need 50 something colors. But if I just do the 4 rows like this, I needed 30 something colors. I forgot exactly how many. And I had 2 more than what I would need for the 4th row. So I took out 2 colors, and then I know exactly how many colors I need, and I know exactly, or close to exactly, how big my cane is going to be. If you were only using this disc for your triangle cane, you probably wouldn't have to do all that. Unless you just, like me, you don't want to repeat colors and you wanted to get an idea of how big your finished cane was going to be, then you could do this. But it wouldn't actually be necessary if you weren't going as complicated as I am. If you were just using this, you could just kind of wing it, you know. So I'm going to get all of these ready to go in the extruder and get busy. Something else I decided to do, since I already have these laid out from light to dark, instead of trying to figure out which colors I want for the border and which colors I want for the core, I'm just going to go every other one. So every other one I'll do this, and every other one I'll do this one. That way I have a mix of light and dark for each one, and I don't have to sit here and try to figure out, oh, do I want this color to be the outline, or do I want it to be the center? That's just the best way I could figure out how to do it. before I get started, I want to talk extruders for just a second. Now, I have a Lucy Clay extruder. I believe this is an old model. I think the newer ones are longer, which I would like to get a longer one, but this works for now. It comes with this thing that attaches to your, let me show you, that attaches to the drill, and then it goes in there, and that's how you, where you don't have to do it by hand. Now, it does come with a crank so that you can attach it to the table and use the crank too, but I prefer to use the drill. If you don't have a Lucy Clay extruder, or don't want to spend that much money for an extruder, or can't spend that much money for the extruder, I would recommend a Makin's. I'm missing parts of mine, I think, at the moment. I have them somewhere, but the Makin's, you can also get this attachment to use with the drill. And, you know, it has the little crosshatch thing right here that goes on the end. Like I said, I can't find mine. But that will fit right in here, and you attach this to the drill, and same principle, you don't have to sit there and crank it by hand. It is now the next day for me, and let me show you what I've done. Last night I got all of my extrusions done. I have a very hard time keeping my sleep on a schedule, so I didn't want to stay up all night working on this. But there's another reason I didn't finish this last night. I wanted it to cool down because I worked it so much in my hands, getting it through the extruder. So I wanted it to firm up a little bit. So last night I left it sitting here on my table. I left the windows open so it would be cool in here last night. But before I did that, I made sure everything was out very straight like this. Some of these aren't now, but that's because I just moved them. While they cooled off and firmed up last night, I made sure they were all very, very straight, especially the outline pieces. If you have used an extruder before, you know that when it comes out of the extruder, it's all twisted and it doesn't come out straight. So I made sure I got everything straight, because if you don't and you let it cool down, it's hard to get it straightened back out and into the shape that you want it in. Okay, I did a little test piece last night to make sure that the core triangle was going to fit in the outline triangle. And it does. It fits beautifully, and it still makes an equilateral triangle. Get it together, Mel. I trimmed all of them to the same length, or at least roughly the same length, just to make things easier. I have the little offcuts from the small triangles here. So I think what I'm going to do is assemble these, just so you can see what it would look like if you don't have those triangle discs like that has the outline, and you're doing just the plain triangle cane. So I think that's what I'll start off with. I got them all trimmed up to the same length. I'm gonna try to be as random as possible about putting these colors together, but I wanted to show you something. Hopefully you can see that. Like, if your edges are craggly from where you use the extruder, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Sometimes they just do that. But if that's the case, it doesn't matter. It won't show in the final product, really. So it's not a big deal. Okay, if I go by my drawing here, I'm going to have, now I'm going to count this whole thing as one triangle. So I need 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the bottom. You can obviously make yours whatever size you want. I was just going by what I already had drawn out. I'm only making just a little bit of this because I'm going to have a lot of this other cane that has the outline on the triangles. So I'm only making a little bit of this, and I'm only making this to show you what it would look like if you don't have that other disc. Now, I think with these, the best way to go, see, I've got 4 dips here in between. So I need 4 more triangles to go in there. It would probably help if I scooted this up where you could see it a little better. That's kind of the whole point, right? Okay. I think the best thing to do is going to be to line these up in my fingers. See, that's off. You can see the blue sticking out. So I didn't get those straight. It might be easier to do it this way. I don't know. I've never made one of these before, if you can't tell. This is my first time. It might be easier to put the triangles in and then do the ones on top. I don't know. But I almost think it's better to attach the diamonds here. Okay, then put that down in the slot right quick before it comes apart again. I wish I could pick this up and show you from the front angle, but it's going to fall apart if I do. And this particular disc, from what I can tell, is a true equilateral triangle. Oh, that's how you do that. Okay. You push on this side of this triangle and, okay, try it again. On like this side of this triangle and this side of this triangle. And push them together. Yeah. That works. Okay. What I was saying is, the best I can tell, this disc is an actual equilateral triangle, which means it doesn't really have a top and a bottom because they're all the same size. And so that's why I'm not really paying attention to which way they're going, because it doesn't matter. However, if your disc does not make an equilateral triangle, you're going to need to make sure that they're all going in the same direction. Like, pick out what you want to be the top and make sure they're all facing up. Okay, we got 2 rows done. See how easy that is? Time consuming, but easy. I think last night I spent a little over 2 hours heating up my clay, doing my extrusions. That's on top of the hour and a half I had already spent conditioning the clay. And I told you, that I had to heat my clay back up and kind of get it moving again. And I didn't think to do this to start with. I did it started doing it like halfway through. One good way to make your clay really easy to work with is body heat or a heating pad. You can use a heating pad, but you can put your clay in like a little plastic baggie and you can sit on it. You can put it in your pocket, or you can put it in your bra. So, that's what I did. I just, shall we say, had one on each side, and yeah, and it made it so much quicker once I thought about doing that, it made it so much quicker to get it ready to go through the extruder. Okay, so I can also kind of pinch here and push together. And I am paying no attention whatsoever to the order of my clay. Why does that not seem right? It doesn't want to go down in that little slot there. Okay, and then it looks like I've only got room for one more. I love this color, and I like these two colors together, so that's the only time I'm paying attention to the color. Oh, the other way to do this would be like to put, those are too smushed together. Make a little room. Come on now, make some room. Okay. The other way would be to put this one in this slot, and then line this one up on top of that, which you may find easier. I don't know. I just kind of thought it might be easier to put the diamonds together first, but I actually think that was easier. Now, not really going to reduce this, but I do need to press it together. I'm sorry, I'm just looking for my tools that I need. Where are you? There you are. Okay, I'm using these tools from Tiny Pandora. These are just I think from the bangles kit, or the easy cuffs, easy bangles, whatever. It's just these thin pieces of, looks like, and I'm just gonna press them together. Just to remove the air, get them all stuck together. Hey, can you tell my camera's not shaking? Because my table is shaking, trust me. I finally moved my camera somewhere else. Yeah, hubby's home today. He's in there sneezing and making, excuse me, Miss Tux, what are you doing on my table? Hello? Do you want to make an appearance on camera? Nope. That was Tux. In addition to my Trixie, which I know you've heard all about, I also have two felines, one of which is a tuxedo kitty. Her name is Tux. Original, I know, but I thought it was kind of cute. And she is a short-haired tuxedo kitty. And then my other kitty is a very long-haired, very fluffy calico. She's beautiful, but you know, that should give you an idea of why I'm always picking hair out of my clay. I think that's as good as it's gonna get here. Well, let's do this one more time. Smush it up against this. I do not feel like I did a fantastic job with this little cane. Like I said, this is actually my first time doing this cane. I actually can't believe I haven't done this before as many times. I mean, as long as I've been doing clay, I can't believe I've never done this before. But anyway, I don't feel like I did a great job, but we shall see. Hope I do a better job on my, you know, on my real cane. Kind of got a nice sharp blade. Trim off my little ends there. Guys, it's cute. Look at how cute. I'm actually kind of impressed because I didn't think I did that good of a job. But it turned out really cute. Okay, I'm gonna pause you. Train's coming. My window's open. Okay, that was a long train. So while it went by, I went ahead and sliced up this cane. And I just want to show you how to make a veneer out of this. And I think there's different ways that we can do this. I think we could do, I don't want those two colors right next to each other. Could do it like a kaleidoscope. Them crows out there are doing some serious crowing. Oh, they talking about something. Yeah, see, that doesn't line up. So this cannot be an equal triangle. I mean, I can kind of make it line up close enough. Probably won't be using this. Just kind of wanted to show you. Obviously, if you're doing this, you know, you would take your time and line it up better than what I'm doing. And then you would just, you know, smooth it out. Another way, and this is probably more what I would do. It's just kind of line it up. I may have squished these. I cut them, but I think I squished them when I was trying to pick them up. Let's make sure they're all facing a different way. And line them up in a line like that. Yeah, I seriously squished these together when I was trying to pick it up. Let's see if I can pull it apart. And then you would go through and put another row. Like that. Personally, I like the look of this better than this. Once you cut it up, you know, if you made an entire slab out of this, and once you cut it up, I don't know that there would really be a difference in how the final piece looked, but I like this better, I think. And like I said, you know, I just did this quickly. But if I was doing it for real, I'd take my time, make sure all these triangles are lined up. I mean, that's just me, but I don't guess you would have to. But for me, I would want all of these triangles to be lined up very well so that all of my lines were nice and straight. All right, now let's put together the big one. There again, I'm going to try to be as random as I possibly can. I have all of my outside, the triangle outline. I have all of those over here to the side because they won't all fit. But I'm just gonna grab one of these, grab one of those, put them together. There's two ways that I think I can do this. One would be to have this one here, lay this on top, which I think is going to be the easiest. That's what I'm going to do first. Just going to lay this down, and then that fits right in there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be the easiest way. And then I get this. Cute, right? Okay, got that one. The other way to do this, and this. And just put it, yeah, see, laying it on the table is going to be the easiest way to do this. I can't even get it started. Maybe like this. Yeah, I don't like doing it that way. Dodge kitty fuzz. Yeah, it's, I mean, you can do it that way, but to me, just doing it this way is a whole lot easier. So that's the way I'll finish mine. I'm excited about this cane. I think it's going to be pretty. At least I hope so. And I have several projects that I want to do with this, because I've got shows coming up soon for the spring. The art show's starting. I need inventory, and I think this pattern will be a good seller because it's going to have so many different pretty colors in it. Could be wrong, but that's my plan. And so I have several projects with this that I want to do. So my question is, I mean, this is going to be split up into different videos. This one is just about making the cane. The next one will be about the veneer. I have a really cool idea I want to do with this cane, with the veneer that I want to make, and the projects that I make out of that. So that will be 2 videos. My question for you is, if I show you everything that I would like to do with this, it would probably be 3 videos, maybe 4, but they would all be different techniques, and they would all be projects that you could do with any design that you wanted to. Like, it wouldn't have to be with this triangle cane. So my question is, do you want to see all of those, or are you going to be tired of seeing this if I do, you know, like 3 to 4 videos with this? As I said before, I film what I'm doing, what I'm making for my business. So it would be easier for me to get videos out if I could just film, you know, several videos of what I plan to do with this cane. But I don't want you guys to get tired of seeing it. Make sense? Uh-oh. Drop one on the floor. Hold the phone. Catastrophe averted. I really like this color. Of course, it has Trixie and Dodge hair, or Trixie and Tuck's hair. And I was thinking in my head that the best way for me to do this was going to be to do it like this. and then take these pieces and assemble the cane. But I don't know. After the little one, I don't know if that's going to be the best bet or not. Alright, I'm sure that you're tired of hearing my nonsense. And I'm sure you're tired of watching me do the same thing over and over. So I'm gonna take care of this, and I will come back once I get all of these finished. I have all of my little triangles and their outlines put together to make my medium triangles. So now it's time to make the big triangle, the final cane. Again, I'm going to do this as randomly as I possibly can. I have them all over here in a pile, and I'm just going to pick one and put them together. Unlike last time, as I go, I'm not going to really smush them this way. I'm just going to lay them out, and then I'll smush them all at one time when I'm finished. Another thing that I'm going to do differently this time is I'm not going to form the diamonds first. I'm just gonna put them in the dips, add the next one on top of that as best as I can, line it up as best as I can, but I'm not gonna assemble the two triangles like this first, okay? I am very, very slightly pushing these together, but just to make sure that they have contact, I'm not actually putting any pressure on it, just making sure they have good contact, and that's it. Randomly pick up another one. And just like the way I have this planned out is that I need 4 on the bottom. Okay, and then I'm just gonna slot this one right in there. I'm looking at it from the side. Of course, I know you can't see how I have my head tilted, but I'm looking at it from the side and from the top, from the front, just different directions to make sure that I've got that in the right spot. And in goes the next. It's kind of feels some resistance there, but then once I put just a little bit of pressure on it, it's almost like I can feel it pop into place. I mean, maybe not pop, but you know what I mean. Like I can feel it when it actually gets down in between the previous row. Alright, so I like those two colors together. I took this thing apart and put it back together so many times it was ridiculous. At least this layer. I was trying so hard to line it up perfectly. I'm just extremely picky with this kind of stuff. I am very much a perfectionist when it comes to my jewelry. Not with anything else in my life. Okay, this is going together better. It's almost like putting the ones that are upside down or where you're putting the point down, that they're a lot easier. I do not understand. Okay, this makes no sense. I think I'm gonna have extras of these, and I had it planned out so carefully, but it looks like I'm gonna have extras. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I won't. And I hear Trixie over there getting into something that she's not supposed to be getting into. Let me go take care of my baby. Okay. Took care of my little monster. I very affectionately call her my monster. My Trixie monster. I honestly think I've got too many of these guys. Because, yeah, I've got too many. I don't know how that happened. Because I very carefully planned this out. But apparently, not carefully enough. So there you go. If I had known that, I would have been a tad bit more selective on what colors I was using. Alright, I got 2 left. So which colors am I going to use? I really like this mint green, and I really like this raspberry. Green and yellow. Blue and yellow. Okay, so I'm going to do these 2. Because I really like these 2. I still don't know how it happened that I wound up with too many. You know, I said I took, well, no. I was going to say I took those 2 colors out of the original colors I had laid out. But this is 4 colors. It wouldn't be 2. It would be 4. I don't know. Either way, it's alright. All comes out in the wash. I think I can easily take those apart and, you know, just put my colors back. I don't think it's a big deal. I swear this child is getting into something else. Really, I know she just wants to play. She's still a pup. I mean, she's a little over a year old, but she's still a baby. She's a small dog. She's a Yorkshire Terrier. So she has small dog energy, you know? But sometimes you can't just always stop and play right at that moment. Okay. Cane is assembled. This is a lot of cane. But as I said, I have several different projects that I'm planning to do with this. And, you know, I mean, can always store it. Same as the other, I really don't want to reduce this. Clean off my towel here. I don't get color transfer. I don't want to reduce it, but I do have to make sure that it is, you know. Now, I know you people that are good at making canes, you're probably horrified at how I'm doing this. Just a little reminder, if you enjoy my content and you're learning something, it's very much appreciated if you use my PayPal donate link at the top of my channel. Alright, I think I've got it compressed together enough. Now is the moment of truth. Kind of scared. I don't know what it's going to look like. I mean, I have an idea of what it's going to look like, but I just hope it looks nice. I hope it's all, you know, like I got all the air and all that stuff out of it. So, let's cut the end off. Ooh, this Oh, wait a minute. I'm not focused. Sorry. Look at how cute. Oh my goodness. I love this. Now, it's still, well, that may be because it's the end. Let me try. I was going to say it still could use a bit more pressing together, but that may be just because it was the end. Yeah, see, I've got a little bit of a, right there, a little bit of a hole, and right there too, so it does need to be compressed a little bit more, but still, look at how cute. I love it. And then once I put it together, oh my goodness, that is so cute. And I cannot wait for you to see what I have planned to use this for. But I am so thrilled with how this turned out. I absolutely love it. That gives you a better idea of what the pattern would look like. Now you're always going to have this X here and here, because no matter which way you flip this around, these two are, the point is going to meet there. There's just nothing you can do about that, because you can't turn this one sideways like you did in the other, like we did in the just plain triangle. I mean, I guess you could, but then your outlines are going to be facing a different direction. So I'm going to assemble mine like that when I get to that point. Now, I told you before, I have several projects that I have planned to use this cane, which is why I made this humongous cane, and I still will probably never use all that. But I want to know, seriously, do you want to see all of those projects? It would be broken up into, if you count this video, like 3, maybe 4 videos. Any of those projects, though, could be used with other patterns. It would not have to be this pattern. The videos will just be about the project. But I don't want you to get tired of seeing this pattern. So, truthfully, let me know if you want to see all of those projects or not. Now, while you're thinking about if you want to see all of those projects or not, I want you to go watch this video or this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Okay, thanks. Bye.